Okay, so someone had a shirt yesterday. Shh, I'm the queen. Okay, Odette, what are you gonna buy with all that money they gave you? So let's address that theory that's unbacked. We'll have hearsay, but no evidence of that I feel entitled to speak more than others. First of all, I'd like to state that Isabella didn't even feel that way, having to do with her upbringing. I have no idea what your historical records say, but go ahead and look into it if you can. And listening was actually a big key part for her. And even when she had times to address the court, she would do so at appropriate times, and she actually set up a thing to listen to the townsfolk about their issues and what was going on in their towns and the crimes and blah 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 every single week. This is indicative of a person that wants to listen, that sees the importance in that. Second of all, talking about me, okay, well, so I guess the theory is that I'm then dominating the conversation, that I only want to talk about what I want to talk about, and that I'm interrupting or hate to be interrupted. Well, okay. You have now, first of all, hundreds upon hundreds of examples of me with conversations with other people. And though it's a bit skewed because people are coming up to me with curiosity and asking me a ton of questions at a time when I don't really want to talk, because 9 out of 10 times it's not worth my battery life, you'll see that I'm not interrupting, that I'm listening, that I'm addressing what they're saying, and it should be pretty clear that I just don't want to talk, not that I'm talking over. Okay. But listening and talking is a very unconscious act, and if you do look at actual conversations that used to happen more like a year ago and all the times before, it's equal for me. And you can go ahead and review that footage and pick an example. So that's an unconscious act. You're saying I have Asperger's or something. They can't help it, what they're doing. They just kind of talk, and they don't understand that there's a time to listen to, that the other person wants to speak. So, and that's not the signs that I'm showing. So there's a huge lack of evidence. Now, I don't know with the Rosita footage if you also have audio, but if you do, you'll see that my story very much checks out, that I come home very excited and energetic and going, you guys, I quit my job, like, I'm excited about this, I want to talk about this. And every single time I open my mouth, every single time, not once or twice, no, every single time I open my mouth for the next 2 hours, she would interrupt me with something different. Now, if she's going to point to that's my issue, okay, she doesn't have proof. However, if you do look at our email exchanges, you'll see numerous times that I bring up multiple subjects, and she opts to ignore them. Ignore emails completely, or only bring up the subjects that I mentioned in the emails that she wants to talk about. She does it, I can show you, she does it consistently. So this is indicative of someone who only wants to talk about what she wants to talk about. And I recognize this in her, and it's fine, whatever, but now she's lying about it, so it's a problem. Also, she gives mention to her mom losing her mind when you interrupt what she wants to think about or speak about. Well, I really don't think Patty's gonna lose her mind over nothing. This is a woman she's a hairdresser. She owns her own hair shop. She's good with people. It means she understands how to be charming and talk, and I've met her mom. She is totally charming. Talk and listen, and at an equal rate. It's part of what being a good hairdresser is about, and she very much understands this. I mean, fuck, she runs the business. So that's indicative of there's a common ground here. Patty also didn't want her to live there, so that's another common theme. So is the common theme me or her? Now you have two people that feel that she's interrupting and it's very frustrating and don't want her to live there. I mean, you can turn it around on me, but let's just look at the evidence to the contrary. And look at how she dominates the argument, and she only wants to talk about what she wants to talk about. I address all her points, right, that she makes, her insults and everything that she makes, and yet it's now it's just, oh, can you see me? Sorry, I couldn't tell if this was on. Now it's just, that email was too long, or ha ha ha, okay. And it's just like, it's a way to control. You notice her whole thing is control. She's trying to control the conversation. No more talking about this now. No, I've heard enough of this. Okay, you're right. Okay, yeah, and not addressing the points, because Odette just wants to talk about what Odette wants to talk about, and she doesn't want to deal with the rest. So actually, if you want to look at the evidence, it would imply that it's actually the opposite of what she's saying. It's a her problem. But go ahead, supply the evidence that you have. I'll wait.